I fished the Lampasas River with 5 schoolmates in August 1977. We arrived at 5:30 to put up our trot lines in daylight. We used a rowboat to lay the lines on the river bank approximately a quarter mile upstream from the viaduct we slept beneath. After setting up the lines, we checked for fish and rebaited. The first check was 7:30. Rebaited hooks caught no fish. Still no fish. The hooks were rebaited at 8:30. Glenn and I checked lines around 9:30. Glenn was the calmest of the 6 young fishermen. He was an Eagle Scout, a non-drinker, and hilarious. We were a bunch of rowdy drinkers. We checked the lines. We located the line where the bank plummeted 2 feet. It had been marked with a red piece of cloth around the tree by it. I grabbed the rope and hauled us to the end as Glenn rebaited the hooks. We baited in 20 minutes and headed downstream. Still no fish. A gravel bed stretched across the river bottom 50 feet from our trot line. When you reach this point, you must pick up the boat and carry it 50 feet till you get over it. Then put it down, climb in, and go off. Walking on the bed's 18-inch water made a loud grinding sound like boulders scraping together. From this vantage point, you can view the river in front and behind you, with tree-covered riverbanks on both sides. 30 to 40 feet and 15 degrees separate the top of the hill from the water. At the gravel bed, I got out first at the front of the boat. I go on the bed and move the boat forward so Glenn can get out. We start hauling the boat. A harsh cracking sound occurs after 3 to 4 steps. Listening stops us. Silence. Another tremendous cracking sound begins. We debate what it was. We heard something racing at us from the west bank. We heard trees breaking and saw moonlit trees tumbling from the bank toward us. We're still. It's heading our way. It emerges into the moonlight. This entity was 7 to 8 feet tall, dark-haired, had a tiny head with 2 orange, practically glowing eyes, no neck, and extremely long, swinging arms covered in hair approximately a foot long. It was coming fast. Falling downward, the boat grabbed me. This was enough to break my stupor. I raced swiftly on the dirt, holding onto the boat. Glenn jumped in while holding on. We escaped together once he recovered from the shock. Bait, paddles, cushions, and fishing gear flew out of the boat. We screamed like 8-year-old girls. I went in the boat, grabbed the lone paddle, and paddled. Glenn got over his head in water because his feet disregarded the drop-off. He jumped into the boat, grabbed a seat cushion, and paddled. We reached the overpass, and the men shouted, wanting to know what had happened. We rushed out and ordered them to leave. We left everything, got in our vehicles, and drove to Cove, knowing we were serious. We slept at Glenn's. Glenn's brother questioned us the following morning. We told him the tale, and he was thrilled to visit the area. We boarded the boat at the river, started upstream, and pulled to the gravel shore where we saw it. We looked everywhere. Heavy vegetation prevented us from finding entire footprints. No hair, either. The only tangible evidence was 20 mesquite trees shattered 3 feet from the ground and some deep earth indentions.